All right, 24 minutes before 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this beautiful Monday morning. You know, it's a beautiful morning, Robin, but there's nothing more beautiful than finding out about somebody who's doing some really good things for some other people. And we have an example of that in the studio right now. Commander Roxanne Davis Tweedy is with us. She retired from the United States Navy as a commander, and she is the unit commander of the Young Marines of North Marion High School. I've got something wrong already. Okay.
It's North Marion Young Marines.
Okay.
Oh, North Marion Young Marines.
We'll correct everything just a bit. But anyway, I'm always impressed by people who, it's not easy to take on the role that you're about to tell us about. And obviously you've served us already in great capacity as just serving in the Navy. So thank you for that. You are filling big shoes too. Don
Yes.
Williams was, I believe, your predecessor. Is that right?
Yes, I worked with him for several years.
And for those of you who listen to the Veterans Program on Thursdays, you're probably very familiar with that, although he doesn't say much on the radio. And this guy's a marvelous artist, by the way. He carves animals out of wood, and they look like they're really the animal he's carving. So let me say good morning to you appropriately and formally. Commander Roxanne Davis Tweedy, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Do I address you as Commander?
Commander Tweedy, Nurse Tweedy.
Nurse Tweedy, okay.
I work at a couple of the local hospitals in the operating room.
Oh, do you really?
Really?
Oh, wow. Wow.
So you're a registered nurse?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
I sure am.
Well, nice to meet you. So when did Don hand the baton over to you, so to speak?
Well, I had attended a church, and the Young Marines performed a flag ceremony. So afterwards, I went up and I talked to him. I was very impressed by them and what they had done in the community service. And I just hooked up with him immediately and started helping him out with the unit.
Oh, really?
So he is a retired Master Sergeant, Marine Corps. Fantastic knowledge. He started the program at North Marion High School. That's why it has that name.
Okay.
And then when the junior ROTC came in, then he stepped out of the high school. And he's been at a couple places around town, but we have finally settled at the VFW over on 24781. The Angela S. Santos post.
Okay.
So we meet there on the second and the fourth Saturdays of every month.
So help the listener who doesn't know, and maybe even help me and Robin. What is the Young Marines? And I guess I'll throw a secondary question. Is there like a mission statement that might help us understand what they are?
Yes, we have. The Young Marines were actually started by former and retired Marines up in Waterbury, Connecticut in 1959.
Oh, wow, okay.
And they expanded. They wanted to have a group for kids ages 8 through high school so that they could learn some discipline, patriotism, perform community service, and especially to honor and respect our veterans who've gone before us.
Right.
And they wear the uniform, but we do have a few variations on the uniform. They wear a white T-shirt. No one wears a white T-shirt with a green camis. And they do wear a name tape and one that says Young Marines. And they wear a red and gold emblem on their shoulder so that you can tell that they are, in fact, Young Marines. And the group expanded. They were chartered in 1965, and then in 1975 is when females joined.
Oh, is that right?
So it is for boys and girls, and we do a lot of traveling. They earn ribbons, and they get promoted in rank.
And I need to know so much more about what you actually do, but let me just tell you one story that Don shared with us, and even if I wanted to, I wouldn't tell the name, but I can't remember the name of the young lady. But there was a young lady. Sounded like the way Don described it, she was in hard times. It sounded like she was really going through some emotional things, and he felt like the Young Marines were really instrumental in maybe giving her some organization in her life, and maybe that translated into the rest of her life and helped her out is what I'm trying to get to.
I think I know the young lady in question, and she has gone on. She has excelled in Young Marines, graduated from high school, going to college.
Wow.
And she is ever grateful for the things that she learned in the Young Marines, the confidence. We build leaders. We want to be physically fit, and we are a major drug demand reduction program for the Marine Corps. We're chartered by the Marine Corps League, and so our sponsor here is the Marion Marine Corps League.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Now, let's see, how many Young Marine groups are in Marion County? Just this one?
Well, basically just this one.
Okay.
We do have several units in the area, and we all belong to Bravo Battalion.
Okay.
And then we have several battalions in Florida, and we are part of the 1st Florida Regiment. So
Wow.
it's broken down in
So
a
there's
military structure for organization.
So there's a lot in the state.
Quite a few in the state, yes.
And how many Young Marines do you actually, the young people you actually work with directly?
Right now I have 22.
22?
Yes.
And how often do you meet?
The 2nd and the 4th Saturday of every month, unless we are going camping or making a trip somewhere.
You go camping. See, I'm jealous. I want to go camping.
When a person joins the Young Marines, do they have to aspire to be a career Marine, or can they just join and try it out to see if that's something that they want to
Robin,
be a
that's
part
the
of?
typical question so many of the parents and the guardians ask, because they think it's a little mini-me Marine Corps or military establishment. We have many young Marines who could never join the military because they have diabetes. They have high blood pressure. They have bad asthma. They have other things.
Oh.
This is their chance, their opportunity to experience some of the things that our military go through. I think it's going to make them a better citizen, a better voter, a better appreciation for what our folks are going through, our military.
Wow.
So it is not to steer them into that. If they do want to join, they have to be in a certain number of years, and then they actually can retire from the Young Marines. They get a certificate, and they can go into the Marine Corps, the other services, usually at a higher rank.
Really?
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
nice.
Usually go in as an E1, but sometimes you can go in as an E2. We also have several scholarships available. We have one right here in Florida that is the Corporal Joanne Giannet. She was a Marine. She was married to retired Sergeant Major Giannet, who is with the Orlando Devil Dogs, and he's now our division
Oh, wow.
commanding officer. And so the scholarship has been named in memory of her. But we have the Trimble Scholarship, and we have a national scholarship that the Young Marines can apply for, which will help them through college.
So
Oh,
what
that's
are,
amazing.
So what are you doing when you meet? Are you...
We'd love for you to come sometime.
Well, take me there now with words.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. Is it like the Boy Scouts? What is it
Somewhat
like?
similar, because I was a Girl Scout, and I had the rank equivalent to an Eagle Scout. I attained that high ranking
wow.
within the Girl Scouts, and I was a leader.
You're a high achiever.
So I was with the Girl Scouts for over 25 years. It is similar. We do have an obligation and a creed. We say pledge allegiance to the flag. Then we recite the obligation and the creed.
Is it on here?
Yes.
Okay.
That top one right there, the fact sheet.
Oh, this one right
Yes.
here? This sheet? Okay.
That has the mission and the obligation and the creed.
So the motto is strengthening the lives of America's youth. The obligation that the Young Marine, this is what they say, from this day forward, I sincerely promise I will set an example for all other youth to follow, and I shall never do anything that would bring disgrace or dishonor upon God, my country, and its flag, my parents, myself, or the Young Marines. These I will honor and respect in a manner that will reflect credit upon them and myself. Semper Fidelis. Wow. Oh, there's a creed right here. I'm sorry. Obey my parents and all others in charge of me, whether young or old. Keep myself neat at all times without other people telling me to. I need that one. Keep myself clean in mind by attending the church of my faith. Keep my mind alert to learn in school, at home, or at play. Remember, having self-discipline will enable me to control my body and mind in case of an emergency. And then the mission, if I could just read that last thing. The mission of the Young Marines is to positively impact America's future by providing quality youth development programs for boys and girls that nurtures and develops its members into responsible citizens who enjoy and promote a healthy, drug-free lifestyle.
Yes.
So how do you recruit, or do you recruit?
Well, we do recruit, but usually it's word of mouth. It's the young Marines themselves with their friends, their family. Many times it is because we are out and about. We marched in the parade, and we have participated in the local parades for many years.
Yeah.
We also do flag ceremonies at local churches and at the Veterans Memorial Park, at the Buckmasters annual dinner.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
Yes, so we get out and we do community service also. We put flags at veterans' grave sites, and we also have helped one veteran had to move out of his home and into a nursing home, and so our young Marines went over there and helped his family clean out the home.
Oh,
sweeping,
Oh,
wow.
my gosh.
mopping.
See, that's big. That's a big job. Do you know there was, maybe still is, or are a couple of programs for youthful offenders, and these are kids who broke the law, and for some reason the judge, the counselors in charge, have decided that rather than putting them into a juvenile type prison, because we have a couple of commitment facilities that look just like adult prisons in this state, but we have these other ones that are more like camping trips.
Right.
And I remember, because I used to work for the state, and I remember saying to the people in charge, how does that actually help? You're sending a kid who stole from a store, let's say, on a camping trip. And they said, well, because they have to do everything themselves, they learn a lot. So it sounds like these young people are not law violators, although you might have a few of those, I don't know.
I hope not.
But anybody can make a mistake, I guess.
Yes.
But I guess as far as being involved in something that gives you discipline and organization, it does help straighten us out. I think how many times, I don't know if they still do it anymore, but when I was younger, I remember judges would sentence people to the military. All right, I want you to join the Army.
Yes.
Do you remember those?
Yes.
Remember those days?
Yes, I do remember those days because I've been around for a while.
And so I don't know if that was a good move or a bad move, but
I don't think it was a bad move. I know quite a few people. If it had not been for the military, they would be in jail or prison today. It did help to straighten them out. With our young Marines, we, of course, have discipline. Now, we are not allowed to tell them when they mess up, drop and give me 10 push-ups.
Oh, okay.
The adults cannot do that unless you're willing to drop with them and do 10
Oh,
push-ups.
really?
Yes.
Oh.
Now, I actually can still do 10.
Oh,
I retired 2.5 years ago, and up until that point, I was still having to do my physical readiness test. But I'm kicking back a little and just watching. Supervising is what I prefer to say.
Right.
But the young Marines themselves, the young Marine leaders, as they progress in rank, they actually run the program. We expect them to run the program. I'm not going to stand up and yak. I'm doing paperwork.
Oh, really?
I'm doing some training because I am a registered nurse, and I have a lot of training in trauma nursing and advanced first aid and things like that. They are the ones who are putting them through the close order drill, forward march, about face, close interval march, things like that. They're out there doing that, and they're teaching them how to tie the knots. They're teaching them physical fitness. Every meeting, as you were saying, what do we do at the meetings? We do the opening, we muster. They have them fall in. They have them line up properly, and they do take turns because we're trying to pass this leadership down.
Yeah, right, sure.
On our drug demand, we do drug demand reduction at every meeting. We are required to have 3 hours in a quarter. Well, if you meet 6 times in that quarter and you do an hour, you're going to have 6 hours for that quarter.
Oh, okay.
But we always try to do an hour because many times the young Marines have to miss the Saturday. Some are in sports, some are in band, and some just can't make it for some reason or another. So this way we get them 3 hours per quarter. And what we do on that is not just a dry lecture. They have a section of their guidebooks that covers drug demand reduction, and it's based on generally on age. But we have some young Marines that are 11 and they're lance corporals, and we have some kids that are 14 and they're privates because they've just joined.
Okay. Okay.
So that part of the creed that you read about obey those,
age, yeah.
whether they're older or younger, that's where they have to learn. And I've had to do that in the military. I
Sure,
was
that's
an
in the real
old
world.
commander, but I had to obey the orders of a captain,
Sure.
a Navy captain who was a lot younger than me. And you learn that respect for that position is what you're learning. So we do drug demand in different ways. We will have each young Marine get up on the stage and give a short presentation on the drug or smoking or alcohol or whatever of their choice.
Right.
And then they open it up for questions. So they're learning to speak in front of people, to stop fidgeting
nice, yeah.
and stop saying,
Yeah.
things like that. And they do different things. They do scenarios. So different ways. I try to make it fun and interesting, to do that. But we also do PT, physical training.
Oh, okay.
And we get out there and we do that circle, and each person has to come up with an exercise, and they stand in the middle and go 1, 2, 3,
Oh, really?
1, 1, 2, 3, 2. And I'm out there with them. I'm doing as many as I
Wow.
can,
Wow.
So we do that, and then of course, like I said, the close order drill. We also do some curl ups and practice that, because once every 6 months we do have to do our PFT, physical fitness test, and we have to turn that in. So there are some of the young Marines who can't quite make the 200 that they're required to do, or 250.
Wow.
But as long as they show improvement and as long as they're trying, and we have seen so many young Marines come in and they're a little on the chunky side, just a little, and you can see them slim down a little bit. The other thing you see is the maturity. Now,
that's
I've been here
important.
long enough, and I can remember little so-and-so coming in and just a kid and just spastic, so to speak. Can't sit down, and now 2, 3, 4 years later, they're really maturing. And that is such a joy to see that and see the others take over as they gain rank, and then
Right.
they are taking control. Because that's how, especially the military, the Marine Corps works. You're a leader, and you build a leader.
Right.
And they're influencing their younger siblings probably.
Yes.
And maybe other kids in their neighborhood. And that is really to be commended, because they're not doing this, for the ego or to build their own selves up. They're doing this because they genuinely care for others.
Right. And you can see that. You can really see that. And we were in one of the local schools. During lunchtime, we had a table for Red Ribbon Week, which is every October. And we had brochures, and one of the principals there allowed us to go in and let the kids there sign up a pledge that says that I will not take any illegal, illicit drugs.
Oh, how wonderful is that?
So we try to get the word out, and we've done flag ceremonies for the local roller derby.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah,
we've
those
had some
gals are great.
interesting times.
So where do you meet?
Pardon?
Where do you
The
meet?
VFW on Southwest 200, which is right across from Oak Run.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, on 110th
Okay.
Street.
I know where you mean. Okay.
Now, we are going to Paris Island in June.
Are you?
That's always fun. We
Oh,
go
wow.
there. Monday, we stay in the barracks. We eat in the galley.
Oh,
and
wow.
we go out on the leadership courses. And most of the time, they need a good nurse along with a big first aid kit, because they get blisters on their hands. They go down the rappelling tower. Oh, my goodness. They fire simulator weapons.
Oh, my gosh.
So they have a great time. And this summer, we're going out to Oklahoma for a national encampment.
Wow.
And we do have a local
So this is a big
encampment.
commitment on your part. I mean, you've got to go to these places with them, right?
I have to go. Yes, it's a sacrifice.
Oh, you want to go?
Oh, I definitely do. I like camping. I'm one of the few. I was in Desert Storm in a tent.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And then in Kuwait, we were actually in barracks in Kuwait. But I do enjoy it. It keeps me young, keeps me going. And I am semi-retired. I work PRN or part-time at the hospitals. We have a lot of adults, registered adults, who are guardians. They are grandparents, they're parents of the young Marines. They're very important because we need to have the females there for chaperoning with the females. We need the men. Quite a few of the men are prior military, so they really help the those that have been retired and former Marines. I let them go out there and help because they have a way of guiding the senior young Marines into teaching the younger ones. And we let them all take turns in leading them.
Can a person be too military? Like sometimes if, you have the dads out there that was a career Marine and then they go to, guide the children. Do they sometimes think they might be doing something?
I've only seen it really one time who was a little assertive. I would prefer to use that word, assertive. And I just kind of backed him down a tiny bit. I said they need to do it on their own. But most of the time, these men and women who've been Marines, they've been there, done that, got the T-shirt. And they are really good about standing back, excuse me, and guiding.
Oh, wow.
They really are.
Commander Roxanne Davis Tweedy is visiting us right now. She is with the, make sure I say it right, you are the unit commander of the Young Marines of...
North Marion Young Marines.
Of the North Marion Young Marines, okay. And you've got 20-something. Are any of them girls in yours?
Yes, we have 3 girls right now.
3 girls, okay. And 2 things I can tell you from simply being on the radio. You've got people listening who want to know how to join, so you're recruiting without realizing it. Or maybe you do realize it. And then you got people who say, well, I don't have anybody that this applies to, but I'd like to help. So do you have a wish list, anything you need, money or supplies?
We need everything.
Or anything? What do you need? What's on the wish list?
Okay, on the wish list, we do need money. We go out to the Market of Marion and we sell items out there, snack sticks and posters and things like that. So we can always use money, and it is tax deductible. We are a 501c3 organization, so anything someone donates, we can use tents, we can use sleeping bags, we can use camelbacks or any type of water hydration system. We can always use people. We do like for people to sign up to be a registered adult leader. And there is a background check. They do have to have 3 references and $20, We'll take that money too. But then many people don't want to commit like the 2 Saturdays every month, but they don't. They take turns. And some of the folks that are going to be our unit staff, they come all the time. And if they want to if they're a former military and they want to come help in the military thing, because we do need people especially to work with our young Marines in doing the proper flag ceremonies, help the younger ones, the newer ones, to help with the rifle team, to help with drill team, developing those kinds of skills.
What does the rifle team do? They shoot rifles?
No, the rifle team is not shooting rifles. No. What we are hoping for is to get a really good drill team. We're working on that now. We have one young Marine who is also in JROTC on their rifle team. So he is a great instructor. He's 14, and he's a great instructor. And it's learning how to handle. They are lightweight wooden rifles. So they're
not really rifles.
They're for show.
Okay.
And they flip them, right? And they do have to learn the discipline of being at attention with your rifle, at ease, parade rest, how to present with your rifles when you're presenting the flag. There is a protocol for everything, and we want to do it the right way. So anyone wants to donate their time, their energy. I have one retired Navy chief who is now, I'm an instructor also at CPR First Aid, and last week he taught 3 adults and 3 of our young Marines CPR, AED, First Aid.
So what's the buzz right now with the young Marines? What are they excited about that's upcoming? Is it that camping trip you talked about?
Well, it's several. It's the big excitement is going to Parris Island. And it's surprising, though, many of the adults want to go also.
Oh, really?
When we get the former Marines and retired Marines up there at Parris Island, they're ready to re-up.
So now
they are ready to re-enlist.
So now I have a question for you. Are you going to show up on the Thursday shows that we do here, the Veteran Show? Don Williams is here pretty much every one of them. Are you going to?
I would like to go.
Are you familiar with the Hank and his guys?
Yes,
That's
yes,
helping vets?
that's
Okay.
absolutely. It is a fantastic organization. I have given out their name and phone number to many people that needed assistance.
Yeah, right.
It's
Yeah, they're the
wonderful.
only ones I trust.
Amen.
Even some of the ones, and I'm not picking on any of them, but there's some out there that you read these reports about the CEO, and I'm not going to name any,
Right.
but it's a well-known name or another well-known name of an agency that's supposed to be helping vets.
Right.
And then you read about the CEO making, gazillion dollars. You go,
Exactly.
what? You're kidding me.
Exactly.
And so I know, because I know Hank, and because I trust him and his guys,
Absolutely.
I
I've
say,
met them.
If I want to help out a veterans organization, they're the ones I go to.
Absolutely. They give veterans rides. They do help clean up their homes and
Yeah.
areas. They assist them in any way necessary. Great organization.
So you guys sound like you're doing a wonderful thing too with the young people. I'm guessing that probably there's a large percentage of young Marines, of the ones who can do it physically, that at least want to join the service, or at least.
There are many. We have many that do join the Marine Corps. We have one young Marine that I've worked with at the National Leadership School is every summer put on by a national headquarters, and we have leadership schools that are called Junior Leadership, Senior, and Advanced. And I had one young Marine, when I saw him at camp last year, he apologized to me for not joining the Marine Corps, and I said, that's okay. He's from Alabama. He joined the Alabama National Guard because they pay for his education.
Okay.
I said, it's okay. I don't care.
Yeah.
As long as you are happy. That's all that matters, and you feel like you're doing something. So many of them do. One of our females is in the Marine Corps now, and she's enjoying it. One of our female adults went to Paris Island with us. We had 2 female DIs, drill instructors, come into the girls' bay and started yelling at them and dropping "Give me 10." And
no.
Wow.
And we all knew they were coming in, but the girls didn't. And their eyes were so big, and they said, clean up, stow your gear. Blah. They're just yelling left and right. And one of the mothers, we noticed her behind the column, and she's just standing there breathing deeply.
Oh, no.
And I said, what's the matter? She was a Marine. She's married to an
Flashbacks.
active duty Marine. She has 3 children. She did. She says, I almost dropped and gave them 10.
Oh, no. Well, you, Commander Tweedy, I think you have illustrated for us that you have dedicated your life to helping people in your role as a nurse and in your role as an officer, and now what you're doing with the young Marines. So thank you for coming in and sharing it with us. Before you say goodbye, do you want to give out a website or a phone number or both?
Well, I'll give out the phone number is 352-207-6672.
Okay.
Okay, and then email is nurse, NURSE, and then Tweedy is my last name, and it is TWEED, as in Delta, Y, at Mac, that's MAC.com.
Okay. Nurse
And
Tweedy at mac.com.
anyone interested, call. If you just want to help out, if you want to donate your time, money, energy, items, whatever. We are ever so grateful. And I want people to know that I get so much more than what I give. It is such a pleasure.
And don't be a
can
stranger. Let me tell you something. You are in the radio station that is the most veteran friendly of any station.
I have begun to realize that.
Any station. And Robin and I have worked for a lot of them, so this is absolutely the station to
and we appreciate it.
to go to if you need something veteran related. Thank you, Commander.
Thank you for
coming in.
having me.
We will take a little break and we'll be right back.
We're listening to WOCA News Talk 1370, Ocala's source for what's happening in today's hottest, up-to-date news and topics.
Brick City Health and Fitness, Ocala's premier health club, invites you to come in and see this extraordinary fitness facility. Brick City Health and Fitness has everything to keep you fit or get you back into shape. The largest selection of equipment and